friends. What we're doing today is I'm going to take these very large, wide mouth jars, I believe known as 1 quart jars, and wide mouth, and so let's see. And what I'm doing is I'm going to sprout some alfalfa sprouts and some broccoli sprouts. I've never done this before. I am very poor. I don't have a lot of money. I have a piece of plastic that I have chosen to recycle. I could have ordered the little, there's like little like lids, but they're like $5 each. And so what I will do here is I will make a so I'll take this. This is just the top part of it, and that way I can get the right size. Here we go. And then I will take, it just came out of the dishwasher. I will take that and right there, and poke all these holes in there. Let's see, hopefully I have 2 of them. There's only 1 there. Well, I know that there's got to be another one somewhere, but we will locate that later. And I have some smaller jars if necessary. I wonder. I don't know. I don't think I can make an adaptation for that. Put holes in this, but I am improvising to find the solution, and I'll find it later. I thought maybe it was easy to find. It's here. Yeah. All right. So there. So just 1 of each to start. I don't know anything about the actual growth period or anything like that, but so I was looking on Amazon. I make handmade jewelry, and there's something called a reamer, and it's like a real, it looks like a kind of like a fat needle that like progressively gets wider and wider, and it has like a sandpaper so you can make your beads a little bit wider to get the string through. I was going to order one of those because mine got bent really bad and I don't know where it is. But anyway, I decided I have these pair of scissors and that this would work perfectly. And so I'm taking this here and I'm making sure that I have something that is pliable, but also strong enough that I'm not like destroying something. And I can see that it came through here a little bit, but nothing that's going to leave any long-term damage. And so I'm using the back of this notebook. The counter's wet. Dry it off a little bit. I washed my lid. This was probably off of, it looks like from cheesecake. I've had it for a long time. And so taking it this side down and just trying to get some sort of level area, sort of make them sort of equal space apart. And so that there's plenty of and you know, I didn't look extremely close at this. I just knew what I needed to get. And so while I'm doing this, I will tell you that like I said, I'm very poor. But in my state, and probably your state, if you receive EBT food stamp card, that there are some things I ordered from Amazon that you can actually purchase seeds with your card. Now, you know, like some people will be like, you know, why wouldn't you sell seeds to grow your own food? That's very, you know, economical. But, you know, like you have to kind of scroll around and, you know, get the proper, the ones that are eligible for the thing. And so I found alfalfa seeds, and I found alfalfa sprouts and broccoli sprouts. And so I have enough that if this works out well, and I've never grown them before, so while that I'm waiting on them to get here, I'm going to do the research of what I need. This was the first thing I saw. This is something that's kind of trending right now. I never saw anybody do this like this, but you know, like it will work just as good as or not better than anything else, because well, you get the natural holes in there. Well, handmade holes. You can pick how much space is in between, sort of. And so I think that, you know, growing plants can be somewhat of a imperfect and, you know, like thing that you have to monitor. And so I think that the truest thing being that I really need to go ahead and draw this, so I'm not like wasting my time doing extra holes here. So the some type of dry erase. How about a dry erase marker? Would be perfect. Perfect. And there we go. We just kind of want an approximate so that there's not any kind of so we're not wasting our time putting extra holes. Looks like I put a few extra holes. That's okay. We got our thing drawn. Let's continue with our holes. And so these, when cut out, will go underneath this on here so that it can breathe. You have to rinse them several times a day, like water and rinse them. So you literally put the water in, rinse it, the whole thing, dump it out, and then refill it with water, or an amount of water. And if I remember correctly, these actually sprout in like 3 or 4 or 5 days. And I'm not aware if you can reuse, like if some things seed, and if you can, make more seeds out of the seeds, or if I'm going to need to purchase more seeds at some point. But again, that's part of learning. Life is imperfect thing, and we get where we're going, trial and error, by taking the next step available for us, and I'm kind of tuning as we see fit. Speaking of tuning, I need some tuna. So, and I'm gonna add that, like that awesome feature on Amazon. If you order $35, it's free shipping, and then for the next 24 hours, you can add something. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to order, but so I don't know if I can reuse the seeds. So I feel like this is hard on my hands sometimes. I thought about heating it up. I do have this might be more of a pain than it's actually worth, but I don't think it'll ruin my scissors to do this. But is it going to actually stay hot for long enough to do anything? No. See? So we're best off just doing that. I think I'm going to take and get those, just get the pre-holes made and go back and open them a little more. That way that we're not, like, I can just do them all. And good morning, by the way. It is morning here. The sun is up. Kind of give a little extra space so that whenever they are a little bit bigger, when they're expanded, they can, so there's plenty of room to breathe. I kind of need like a glove or something. Some kind of protective, something over my hand. I'll just like, if I take like my head wrap and wrap around like this, okay. That actually helps a lot. And you could probably do this with a knife. Just turning the plastic is very I don't know what the word is. It makes sense. I do make and sell tie-dye, IMD, Infinite Math Dyes. I do have a website in my description. I haven't made anything for myself for a while. I do think that some people could really enjoy some of my things. If you've watched any of my recent videos, you'll know that I've washed every single tie-dye. Very, like in the past few days. Okay, I'm gonna let my hand rest just for a minute here. and it's not bruised yet. And I'm really excited about this. I wasn't expecting to find this, and I knew that I had these big jars. Or these are quart jars, if I'm not mistaken. 1 quart. I believe these are 1 quart jars. On this one, we have, I don't know, what is that, like a horseshoe or like the lucky, or almost looks like harp. 17, we're going counterclockwise. 23, 62. And then on this one, we have the horseshoe or lucky. We'll go clockwise this way. 62, 25, 17. Does anybody know what those numbers are for? I'm hot. I'm really warm right now. I know you probably can't see me, so I don't really care right now. But it's warm in here. All those holes are making me work up a sweat. No pun intended. I've been doing a lot of the really, really hard work, and so, like mental work, head work, and so I'm really excited to get it. I went and got a couple certifications and wild success. One with Lydell Stewart, Human Design, and Calvin Coyles co-facilitates with those. If you have seen that I am beginning my life coaching, I would be glad to talk to you for 20 minutes. That I did put a price in the description to be able to have some sessions with me. I, however, would be glad to, give you 20 minutes of my time and, chat with you about, what's going on, see what's on your mind, if I am someone that is aligned with you to best help you. I do find that some people are more helpful for some people than others. So if you're seeing this and you've watched some of my other videos and want to have a chat, please, there's an email address in my description, and I will be glad to set up a Zoom meeting and see what you got going on. been through a lot, and I think some things are best kept out in the open. For me, that really was the sunken factor of, what made the difference for me was that, um, like some things just you feel like you can't talk about, but sometimes when you find the right person to talk to, it just flows out of you. And do that for you, I would be so grateful for that experience for both you and I. The first one has a lot more holes. Let's put a few more here. Go in between and put some few more. Almost there though. I didn't expand these yet. Maybe go around the outside. Okay. There's our beginning of that. I have some stronger scissors I'm going to use to cut the big part. Hopefully this will fit in there just perfectly. We'll see what happens here. We'll see what we got going on. Okay. So I'm going to just take my little marker here and just mark, because this will clean off that part. It will be, see where we're at. Oop. Here. gallo today. And so I cut up some jalapenos. Oh shit. And I just wiped my eye. You know, and the juice is still on your hand a little bit. Oh, I didn't put the. Let's see if this is not quite. Might trim those up a little bit more so that it closes all the way, but the fact of the matter being, it may not close all the way, and it didn't really need to, just so long. Because see, that's secure enough. So there's our jars. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. See you next time. Bye.